As we go marching, marching in the beauty of the day, a million darkened kitchens, 1,000 middle lofts gray, are touched with all the radiance that a certain sun discloses, and the people hear us singing, bread and roses, bread and roses.
It's my pleasure to welcome you to the second annual Clara Lemlich Awards.
This is also the 100th anniversary of the famous textile strike in Lawrence, Massachusetts that was organized by the IWW, the Wobblies. One of them had in her hand a sign that said, "Give us bread, but give us roses."
Give us bread, but give us roses.
Thank you very much, Jackie. To begin this short welcome, Don Rubin.
Thank you. My remembrance is working with Evie to create this organization because it's the history of the American labor movement online. And the labor movement is under great challenge now. And we have to remember the greatness of the women and the men that created it.
Thank you so much. I just want to show you this photo. And this is Don's father, Jay Rubin, signing what we call the first contract. And his mother, Molly Howard, is in the photograph. And she was a revolutionary woman. And that's why we're here to celebrate unsung heroines to the cause of social justice. We have 6 honorees, each one of them a giant in this continuing struggle for social justice and equal rights.
It is my hope that the trade union leadership learns how to build the trade union movement to help organize workers, because that is what I think is so important. At any rate, Judy West, how do you do?
Being able to achieve, it's very heavy. You know, when you can beat the bosses, when you can change the mind of someone who has not been aware, but becomes aware because of your work. Because what we have to do is be able to connect the dots. All of these things are working class struggles. And one of these days, we're going to put it all together and achieve a real democratic United States. Thank you very much.
All movements need a heart and a soul coming through song. And before I introduce her, I want to read a quote from Woody Guthrie of what he said about song. And I think that it really speaks to what Occupy is saying about the world, about the 99% being the heart and soul of humanity and the 1% really having no place. The world is full of people who are no longer needed and who try to make slaves of all of us. And they have their music and we have ours. Theirs, the wasted songs of a superstitious nightmare. And without their music and ideological miscarriages to compare our songs of freedom to, we'd not have any opposite to compare music with. And like the drifting wind hitting against no obstacle, we'd never know its speed, never know its power. Jackie?
So honored to be introduced by someone who is now active in Occupy Wall Street. More power to them and to all of us. I want to thank all of you for your activism. I'm proud to be part of all of you. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be here today to tell you a little bit about my grandmother, Clara Lemlich Shabelson. She often told us we could do anything we wanted if we set our minds to it. And today, her life has inspired so many others, labor activists, feminists, educators, socialists, activists of all stripes. And now each of us needs to respond to the concerns of our own time. So today in her memory, we honor the lifelong activism of these women. It's my pleasure to introduce Betty Reardon.
So wonderful for me to have met
some of the other younger people coming up, and knowing that the learning is going to keep going on. And if we didn't get it right in this generation, by God, the next generation is going to try. And I think one of these days we'll really get it, and we'll start understanding that human beings are human, and we're all human, and that the joy of life is in recognizing that humanity in ourselves and in others. And I just want to say thank you for including me with these wonderful women, and for having Clara Lemlich's name associated with mine. Thank you very much.
So here, representing Juanita Nelson today, is Ruth Ben.
She moved to Woolman Hill in western Massachusetts, to the house that Evelyn referred to, in 1974, and this poem was written around that time. Well, I went out to the country to live the simple life, get away from all that concrete and avoid some of that strife. Get off the backs of poor people, stop supporting Uncle Sam and all this stuff he's putting down, like bombing Vietnam. Oh, but it ain't easy, especially on a chilly night when I beat it to the outhouse with my trusty dim flashlight. The seat is absolutely frigid, not a BTU of heat. That's when I think the simple life is not for us elite. Long as I talk the line I do and spout my way out views, I'll keep on using the outhouse and singing the outhouse blues.
These women remind us that it hasn't always been pretty. Connie Ling showed up here in the United States from the Philippines 45 years ago, and the garment industry was not very pretty, and it was tough work, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about that work.
I was the one who represent the member. This is a union shop, and we said we want 5 cents more. I said, oh, that's too much. I don't have a benefit for that. I don't have that 5 cents for you. I give you 1 cent. No, sir, we don't get 1 cent. A long time to work, long period. And then by the time, negotiate, I go back to the member. I said, okay, because he's going to give us 3 cents. We get the 3 cents, so we won't.
Working with students, she gets to create what she calls troublemakers. So I told her I myself am a troublemaker. I've been an activist since 14. I shared a memory with her. The first time I actually protested was in high school when my principal took me to CUNY to protest tuition hike. With that said, I would like to introduce Connie Hogarth and share her with you.
So we have to keep on struggling, protesting, supporting, and calling for a world without war and a world with justice. And as Pete Seeger has put into one of his songs, how can we keep from singing?
Henry Kohner, Evie Rich, and I have been working on labor arts since the year 2000 with Esther Cohen and Don Rubin, and with 2 people who are no longer with us, Mo Foner and Deborah Bernhardt. And I want to thank Connie for saying there is no movement without music. There's no movement without art, and that's what labor art is about. So go take a look.
Thank you all for coming today.
All you good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old union has come in here to dwell. Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair. Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Oh, will you be a lousy scab, or will you be a man? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on?